Hi, welcome to part 2 of my video. I just quickly wanted to finish this with you all. I felt kind of like I left you hanging the last video, so I just wanted to finish this page with you. And basically I'll show you what I had in mind, and maybe we'll put it down and see what else I want to do with it. So basically I took this off. I pulled it off of here because I had an idea. I wanted to put this one down there, and I'm not going to get rid of this one, so don't worry. I just wanted to start so with you guys, instead of just continuing on and not letting you see what happens and get a finalized result. Okay, so I put Fabrifix on this one that we made on camera and video, and I'm going to put him here, and then I'm going to take our little friend that we had here, and I think just to add a little bit more of something to this, I had inked this little page up, and I may put this behind here and then put this down. But then we had this that I had done. I don't know if I pulled it out when I was showing you, was when I was experimenting with the 1-inch marks, but I wanted to add some color to this page, and so I haven't really planned beyond. I think I was just going to have this as a look page instead of being as much of a functional page where you could write on. I guess you could write notes around it or whatever, but I'm going to take this and put, hopefully not tear it. I did ink around it, and then I put a little bit of extra brown right here in the page, but I have to be so careful with these book pages, and this may turn out to be a little bit too much, but I'm not supposed to be gluing on this mat. But anyway, I did get a new mat. I just haven't sorry, I'm trying to do several things at one time. I haven't yet. I don't want to mess it up yet. I don't want to get so much stuff on here. But I was kind of adding a little bit more interest to trying to add a little bit more interest to the page by adding maybe a little bit of book page in here. I'm going to Fabrifix this little thing down here, and I'm going to add a few more little embellishments to the page. Get it good, and then stick it on here, and this adds a little bit more I guess a little bit more of a raisedness to the page without being too heavy. And let's see, I had browned this little piece up, and I was just gonna put him across the top to add a little bit of color, so I want to add a little bit more brown, and I did find something that I wanted to use as my focal point, so I'm just going to put a few dots here. By the way, this is Audrey with the Creator's Attic, in case you didn't see the first part to this video. There is a part 1. You should be able to find it by just looking on my channel, and you should see the part 1. I'll put part 1 and part 2. Okay, so now I have this. This seems a little bit to me like it needs a little something up here, and I don't want to shab it out too much, but I do have a little bit, and I think I'm just going to grab, I have the shabby shutters here, and this was just off of this stuff that I had already browned, and to pull in a little bit of that green, I'm just going to kind of do it up like that. And I do want to put a little bit of, I just want to put a little something to break that up, but yet make it flow. Okay, and this little guy's coming up. Get him down again. And this is a page where I have not used anything from kits or anything like that, and I'm considering getting rid of some of this trim. Okay, but I have some book batting, I guess, from where as you want to say that I'm going to use up here. But let me finish this because I'm getting off track. Okay. I feel kind of as if I will need something over here, but I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And I'm doing this kind of on the fly. I usually sit down and really think about what I'm doing with my pages, but for this one, I'm just kind of having fun and doing this on the fly. Okay, so I want to kind of add, okay, I want you to see kind of how this is given this erased look. These have given it a raised look, and it's not so flatty flat. I'm going to brown up my stamp a little bit more. I mean, it's already vintage, but I want to make it blend in. Also, I'm adding color to my page without getting outside of that vintage look that I'm going for. I have the blue, and I have the green over here, and now I'm going to add a purple stamp. I pulled in a little color when I put the green in up there. But I didn't want it to be too dull, and don't want it to be too blank, and so I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to think about it a little bit. Okay, I wanted to move that over a little bit. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do a little something more, but I'm going to go ahead and get this focal point on. I have this book batting that came, it's like the stuff that comes when you got a book. It's like the webbing or whatever. I don't know why I'm calling it batting. But I'm just kind of ruffling it up, putting some Fabrifix on it, and I'm going to stick it up here and hold it for just a second. And then I found this little charm that I had, and it had that that kind of worn old brass look. I'm going to take some Fabrifix. I'm going to stick it on the back of this, and if you give this a while, it will hold. I mean, you just, be patient with it. Okay, and I have my focal point here now, so I'm not so concerned about the page. Also, I don't want these little tails to be taken away too much, so I'm going to cut them off a little bit shorter. I did. Good grief. Okay. I don't really like the way that they came in. I may leave one, because this part will be in the book, so I may just, you'll see this bit. Just want to cut my tails a little bit more. Maybe cut them in uneven lengths. Maybe would even be a little bit more interesting. Okay. I don't know. It's not really wanting to cut. Okay, there we go. All right, so I have this. I do want to put something here, so I'm going to grab something else. I have my liquid pearls here, and I just want to pull out a color that will bring some more color to my page, or maybe add a little bit of something up here. What do I have? This is brass. Okay. And since this is a vintage journal, I don't want to add, I just don't want there to be just color everywhere, because, ooh, I haven't used this one. I have another one I've used, but, okay, I think I'm going to put a large dot here, and then maybe put a few smaller drops along the edges here, just to add a little bit of interest, some small dots here, just to add a little bit of interest to this stamp and give it a little bit of a raised element as well. Okay, now this is a very rugged page. Not all of my pages look like this, but I wanted to have a little bit of ruggedness. Since since I've added some of these pearl drops in now, I'm wanting to add them in a few other places. I think I'm going to add them a little bit to the color because it kind of pulls in that copper from that top. Let's just put a random one here. And a little randy dandy over here. And maybe another little random bloop. Randy dandy. You heard it here. Maybe there. Ah! And that tail. If you go down up, that's the rumor that it usually does not, will go bad. It will go better for you. Also, I found out that it's not all about just doing the down up motion with these things to keep from having the tails. A lot of it is the age of them. Okay, so now I'm stuck with this over here, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I may want to add a little bit of interest to this, and I should have done this before I started putting all of this down, but I could add another stamp over here. I feel like maybe I should have done something here since I was giving everything else some trim. Let me see. Maybe if I just took a little, I have this brown part, maybe if I just took a little bit of this and just tried to get this off. Maybe add more. I may cover up one of those liquid pearls. Just kind of trying to cut out a little bit of a rugged shape and kind of maybe pull this up a little bit. Okay. We're just going to go for it. We are going for it. Just to give, I'm going to put that over the liquid pearl on that side. Just to kind of give it a little something else. All right, now I feel like maybe I could have done without this book page up here, but okay. I may just do this a little bit to my page. I don't have any ink on it. Let's see. You could always stencil here. I could always put another little small stamp thing here. All right, so let's go for it. Let's see. Maybe add a different color stamp in. That green one would be nice, but it's a little too big. Going for a little bit more. I may not, should have. If I had centered this one, if I had not covered this up, if I had centered this one down on the bottom, it would have been a whole lot better, but I don't want to take that up because it already has something underneath it. So, I have these stamps that remind me of travel. And this may be something I can do. What I may do is take this scrap. Let's see. I may just take and just cut my own little piece off here and run the glue stick over it and take a little piece of this, put it on the back. I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. I have an idea. Okay. Now I'm going to put this down again, and then remember, like what I said, I'm going to use this edge of this as a template, and I'm just going to go around. I did use an index card on this one, just because that's what I had close by. It's not as thick as the other ones, but I'm just getting this in here. Because I did want to finish this with you all. I felt like I kind of left you hanging. Okay, so if I can find my black dauber, here we go. I'm just going to go ink around the edges of this one. So this is basically like the postage stamp version of this page. And it is definitely the shabby, definitely have the shabby going on. So I think I want to use this, but just to kind of fill in the page and kind of do two larger things, and then the two smaller. So let me find a stamp that Maybe we can go with a different color to bring even more color to the page. I could go with this red, this reddish color. I'm looking, let's see, we've used a brown, a blue. It's the same stamp. Okay. Used a brown, a blue, a purple. I would like to use a green, but I'm not seeing any green, smaller green stamps. I would like to kind of pull that green back in, but that's okay. We're going to add a little color here. I'm going to just shab this up. I'm just going to shab it up a little bit, as I like to call it. Let's just shabby dabby it on up a little bit here. Let me get a little bit more ink. There we go. And this is definitely a rugged looking old vintage page. It's supposed to, imagine it just looks like you just pulled it out of an old trunk or something from the attic. You could just, you could be imaginative. And let me go ahead and put this on. This red will even add a little bit, this burgundy red will add even a little bit more interest to the page. Oh, did not want it to go down there. I meant to glue this down and then do this, but oh well. Okay, here we go. I don't want it like that. Pull it up, regroup. It's, these almost look like little, yeah, I want to go this way. Well, yeah. These almost look like little postage, these torn pieces almost look like little postage stamps themselves. Got the Fabrifix. And if there's any like little things coming up like over here, you can just hit it with your glue. So I am going to put this down now. Okay, so now I really have this going on. Okay, and I'm just looking for a little bippity bop thing to just go over here. Okay, that's a little rugged. Okay, I am going to take this. I'm going to take this. This is really doing something. This is some unwound stuff of this. I'm going to take this, and I had some little, let's see. Well, or I could, that's too cold. I'm going to pull in some of that, not this, well I could. I was going to say, I was going to pull in some embroidery thread. Oh, here's some, right here. Just on my desk. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to do another little trick. If I can get this, okay. Basically, this is just some part of that thing, and then this is a little piece of embroidery thread. So I'm just going to kind of do like this, and it has a nice little reddish tint. I'm going to just put a dash of Fabrifix on my finger. I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to kind of roll it together. So these two will mesh together and kind of intermingle. Just looks like maybe something that got, just like a little piece of thread. They got stuck. They got stuck on it that was in the trunk along with the other stuff. And I'm just gonna kind of, let me put some glue down. I'm gonna just kind of put it on there. And just kind of, that holds it together, the glue holds it together, and then I put a little bit more glue to hold it down in place. So there we go. All right, now I'm gonna put something here. I have a stamp. I have Bon Voyage, I have Travel, I have Journey, Au revoir. Let's see. But you know what? I think, when I think about the stamps, I think about how they travel. And so, okay, I don't feel like finding a silicone bag. I have those for these. All right, don't cringe too much, people. I'm going to pay for this. Let me grab a silicone bag. Silicone stamp love. have this feeling as soon as I do this that I'm going to regret not putting it on the block. So I actually am going to rough this up a little bit. I'm going to take this. Here's a little way to make a frame. Just going to kind of do it like this. Then I am going to take this block. That may have been a little bit darker than I wanted, but you know, I can do that to other parts of the page too, to just kind of make it look like it wasn't a mistake. It's just aged. I mean, it wasn't really a mistake, but just do it and then kind of rough up the page a little bit more. And you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, if this is a little bit too rough, raggedy for you, or a little bit too much stuff for your style, back off a little bit and don't do so much. I am just really going all out on here, and I'm going to put the word travel down, and I'm going to stick it here, and I didn't want it crooked. Okay, that is why they put grids on these, but I'm ignoring this. I'm going to use black soot on my stamp, and I'm going to hit it travel right here in the middle. It's kind of like the fifth element. I do have a stamp block, but I'm not using it right now. So I have travel there. So if I wanted to do anything else along the bottom, since this is not in my book, I'm going to take my ink and I'm just going to kind of go along the edges of my page. So much easier when it's not already in a journal, with this black distress ink along here. Kind of got a little out of hand there on the bottom. But when we're doing this, it's a lot more forgiving. Okay, when we're doing it this way. So here I have my page, and I could add some more words if I wanted to along here. Let's see. I may have just enough going on this page, but if I wanted to continue on, I could take some other stamps and use them here. I'm actually thinking about writing. Now I'm thinking about traveling, and I'm thinking about you want to write to someone. So I'm going to take another stamp. I do not know the company I do not know the name of where I got these stamps. I think they were made in China. I found them one day when I was playing around. Okay, so I have a pin here. Alright, I've just been throwing things around as I've been doing this video. My silicone block. Do you see my silicone block? Here it is. Thank you for showing me where it was. Invisible fan, invisible subscriber. Alright, I am going to I know this isn't very big. This isn't big enough. Goodness, it almost looks like a piece of asparagus on there. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take, is this black suit? Yep. Black soot. I'm going to put it on the stamp real quick. Go on there. Okay, I really hope I got enough ink on this stamp. I hate when these clear silicone stamps, sometimes it's hard to see if you have ink actually on them. But I want to do something right here with this. So I'm going to put, let's see, how I want to do this. Thinking about writing, this is so not straight. I'm just going to take it off. And I'm just going to lay it right here. I may regret this. Missed that part. There we go. There's an ink. Now I have my ink pen, sorry. And there's a little ink well. There's a little ink well that's also on, here we go. It's a little ink well that I also have. I'm going to use my silicone block for this. I'm trying to hurry. I wasn't expecting to drag this video out as long as the other one, but I think I'm just going to sneak this little guy in here somewhere. This is the little thing that I dip my ink in. My inkwell. Okay, and there I have my little inkwell. So I've added some more to my page. Let's see, what else do I have? now that I've gotten started on thinking, I'm thinking about these traveling, but I'm thinking about, you know, these stamps had to travel too. Travel around to get to their destination. Here's the word tour. And if you don't have words, you can write words on there. Or you can get them out of some books or whatever, but I'm trying to make this straight. I'm trying to, this is not, I know this is not the way it's done, but it's the way I'm doing it for now. So I guess you are seeing it done. Okay, I'm going to stick tour up here where I have one of those black mark, or those brown marks, and just to pull a little bit more. So here we go. I have you with a center, I have a focal point, I have some other interesting things going on, and I inked around my edges. So here we have this page. Let me see if I can show you up close. This is definitely a very vintage looking page. It looks, like I said, it looks a little bit older. And I totally smeared my stickle. Why did you say something? I totally forgot they were still drying. Okay. Oh my goodness. I do this all the time. I forget. I just was talking away and totally forgot. I think I'm going to put a little bit here, here, and here. Maybe a little on top. Okay, there we go. All right, so I think I have just done this page enough. But anyway, here's the finished page. And so if you like this idea, I hope you hit like in the like bar. Please subscribe. I would love to have as many subscribers. I'd really like to know that I have the amount of people I have watching my channel. So if you would please hit subscribe, and then it will notify you too of more videos that I have. So I do tons of different things. If you've watched my other videos, you can see me doing tons of other different things as well. But here is the page, the finished page, and this is the second part and the end of my video. Please visit my Etsy store. It's the Creator's Attic. Okay, I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.